Did you know that Gary Oldman is the 6th Harry Potter actor to play Winston Churchill? I mean, this leads me to an inevitable conclusion that Churchill was a wizard. Maybe all the world leaders are wizards. I know some of them are friends with grand wizards. Bet you thought I was going to make a Voldemort joke, didn't you? Nah, too easy. If anything, I should have made a joke about how Canada elected Gilderoy Lockhart. No, politicians aren't magical. They're not wizards, they're human. They're flawed. So before I begin singing the unconditional praises of man who changed the face of the world and history itself, let's remember a couple things. Churchill fought on the right side of World War II. He fought against the unconditional evil and the racism that was associated with it. But within his tenure, let's just say that at times he made somewhat dated comments about race and religion as well. Let's just say that anybody who insulted Gandhi, among other things, might not be the angel that history remembers. This film, however, never tries to paint Churchill as infallible, perfect, or even agreeable. However, it does hold a responsibility to make him charismatic enough to show him to be a good leader, and at least protagonist of this story. And it wasn't just the fact he was fighting Nazis either. I can get behind any man who wants to smoke cigars all day and drinks whiskey at breakfast. Aside from that, this story's premise is not exactly my cup of tea or morning glass of whiskey, because as I've stated in previous Real School videos before, a war movie is not exactly my thing. And this is a war movie without the war. You'd think, of course, that this would work against the film, at least in my eyes. No sweeping, epic battle scenes to entertain the man-child who hated history class. But luckily for this film, there is Gary Oldman. This film is entirely, and I mean purely, character-driven because most of these scenes are set within smoky, claustrophobic, and dimly lit rooms. So if you want explosions and excitement, go watch another World War II film. But don't get me wrong, while there might not be too much excitement or explosions, there is one E word that is there in spades, and that is engagement. First off, not enough can be said about Gary Oldman's performance. Most people can't get past the transformative makeup, but for me, it was really about how he embodied Churchill's state of mind and drive. After all, as much as he wasn't perfect, he did accomplish some amazing feats. To truly ground this larger-than-life character, this great legendary leader, and show us why he did the things he did, it was crucial to surround him with real people. And I'm not talking about the citizens of England that Churchill reportedly talked to on a regular basis, although I did really enjoy that scene. It showed that Churchill was in fact a man of the people, whether that was truth or not. No, it was the relationships he had with two important women in his life that I felt gave the film its best dynamics. Lily James and Kristen Scott Thomas give very heartfelt and endearing performances that allow Gary Oldman's godlike exterior to melt away, to show us the human that's inside. James, playing Elizabeth Layton, Churchill's assistant, and Thomas playing his wife Clemmy, give us the most heartfelt moments, the only moments where we really see Churchill laugh and open up. Although one of my favorite moments came from Layton and Churchill, and ironically enough, it wasn't all that light. There's a very poignant scene where Layton tells Churchill about her brother's death. Her brother died during one of the failed plans that Churchill laid out. However, she's not upset. She's not overly depressed because she realizes that her brother's death was for the greater good. It shows the tremendous amount of respect that she has for Churchill. This was a great thematic device used by director Joe Wright and writer Andrew McCartan, where Churchill earned the respect of people around them. It was important for the audience to see this happen on almost every occasion that he interacted with someone else. The way you can truly convince audiences that Churchill deserved respect, show him gaining respect from pauper to prince. Ben Mendelsohn gives my favorite performance of this film. It's my favorite because not only does he typically play obnoxious antagonists in most of the roles he takes, and here he plays a soft-spoken and reserved royal, but because their friendship and the arc of their relationship is one of the most interesting aspects of the movie. Like King George, you may come into the theater and have zero respect for Churchill, but by the time the film is done, you've gone on that same arc, and at the very least, you get to see what true leadership is. But based on how little hype any of this movie is getting, aside from Gary Oldman's lock as Best Actor, I don't really like its chances. In terms of likeliness to win Best Picture, I rank it 8th out of 9. But in terms of personal preference, I rank it a little bit higher. The War Movie Without a War ranks 6 out of 9. As always, be sure to check out all my reviews on the Best Picture nominated films this year. Look for the Oscar in the thumbnail, and let me know what you thought of Darkest Hour in the comment section below. But until next time, school's out. Real students, thanks for watching this review on one of the Best Picture nominated films. If you want to see all 9 videos on all 9 Best Picture nominated films, then of course click that playlist. You can like, subscribe, leave a comment, click that stupid notification bell, but don't forget to join me on March 4th, live during the Oscar ceremony, for a bit of levity, fun, Canadian wit, because I will be live tweeting during the Oscars.